Disney. 44 seconds of logos. The near future. Next Tuesday is the near future. 2027 is the near future. Hell, the year 7000 is the near future if you think big enough. This information is completely useless. Also, reading. Literally every single year in American history. Well, they did decades before now when Tommy Lee's expedition took off. Now, they just want to end the cosmic surges. But whatever, you go on with your grandiose opening text. The English translation of your Latin title was hidden in the pointless opening text all along, cliché.
I slept well, 8.2 hours, no bad dreams.
This is the kind of communication I have with my wife on an average morning, so...
I am focused only on the essential, to the exclusion of all else.
He says this while remembering his wife leaving him, and yet he passes the test, which suggests the test is not real, not about passing, judged by the taker and no one else. I'm just saying he's clearly not focused on the essential to the exclusion of all else because he's thinking about his lady love lost.
I will not allow my mind to linger on that which is unimportant.
If only the director of this movie had made the same vow. I'm already bored.
I always wanted to become an astronaut.
NASA-ration. This guy.
Space, I understand.
Implying he doesn't understand Earth. Which, fine, his dad went to space and never came back, and he's probably struggled on Earth to form lasting commitments. But, no matter the casual vernacular, dude does not understand space. This free fall from the space tower scene is intense, thrilling, and anxiety-inducing. 1 cent off. He lands at this speed without breaking either of his legs.
According to this, married once, no children.
No one be seated during the scene when the military higher-ups ask him questions they already know the answer to.
Major, what can you tell us about the Lima project?
And speak loudly and clearly so the audience can fully understand all of the exposition you're going to vomit up for the next 5 minutes.
We've sent out numerous drones, but obviously it's a vast area to cover.
Because you can't make a movie post-2015 without mentioning drones. F***ing drones.
My father's alive, sir?
We believe so.
Leveraging a father-son bond to get a guy to travel out to Mars and try and connect with his father. They know Daddy is alive. They just aren't sure they want to tell Sonny Boy yet.
Our underground Mars base was the only one unaffected by the surge.
Well then, build more underground bases, no? And get to it pronto, as we just said the surges could wipe out all life.
Given the magnitude of the threat, a cover story is being formulated to avoid all panic.
A cover story about a single guy going to space? Do people on Earth affected by the surge not know there's a threat?
You'll be traveling commercially to the moon to keep a low profile.
Are people on Earth hawking the military flights to the moon but not commercial passenger logs? This makes no f***ing sense, except your script wanted to make some comments about commerce and capitalism in a movie about private faith.
My dad was the program.
Father shadowing. Just a reminder that transparent screens are dumb and would be an awful way to interact with information or entertainment you actually want to see. Even if they ever do become a thing, it will only be because stupid, dumb sci-fi movies emphasize creative design over practicality, and stupid, dumb tech companies wanted to imitate them. F*** your transparent screens and the Apple mindset they wrote in on.
Hello, Roy. I'm here to go on this trip with you.
Donald Sutherland had this to Tommy Lee Jones, and the Space Cowboys crew is almost complete.
Started out together, went to Purdue together.
Purdue.
I've talked when I should have listened.
Ironic you would say that in a movie that is approximately 1,000,000% narration. If Brad Pitt pulls out some animal crackers right now, I'm taking back all the sins. These psyche vows seem more arbitrary than the Voight comp in Blade Runner. This movie wants me to believe these are all pre-moon travel medical clearing stations, and yet there are 0 barriers between stations, which makes the whole thing moot.
May I have the blanket pillow pack, please?
Sure. $125.
Bed Bath & Beyond. Applebee's on the moon, because why perfect any one thing when you can take mediocrity to the moon?
Covered up by drink stands and t-shirt vendors. Just a recreation of what we're running from on Earth.
Honestly, this movie has gobs to say about commercialism and what drives human exploration and expansion, but chooses to veer from that into daddy issues.
We are world eaters.
Or, as Agent Smith called us, a virus. They have rad underground moon subways, and yet Brad and Donald still have to drive rovers on the surface to get from here to the place where the rockets take off for Mars. Yeah, Donald says it's very dangerous, and that it's on the dark side of the moon, but still, you have subways on the moon, you have subways on the fucking moon, right?
It's like the Wild West out there. But we'll get you to your spacecraft.
Unkeepable promises. Also, I don't understand how there are pirates on the moon. Wouldn't the major discovering countries send up so much tech and personnel that pirates would be squashed early on? Oh hey, Hudson News, another commercialization of the moon gag. I guess I'd admire this moon chase more if it ultimately had any bearing on the story, but it does not. It's only here to kill Donald Sutherland and force Brad Pitt to make the rest of the journey alone. Also, the movie's title could easily have been Daddy 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 Daddy, though that would have admittedly sold fewer tickets. I love this Mad Max Lunar Road segment as much as you do, but why did these space pirates shoot up the first 2 vehicles to raid them, but now have opted to put away the blasters for this lame bumper car strategy? They survived this.
The lieutenant's body can be recovered just outside Walter Crater. Sorry for the loss.
Quite literally everywhere this guy goes in this movie, people around him die. He's the urban legend nursing home cat.
Why does he still do it? Why can't he just let go?
Let go of what? The ponderous and pretentious narrated pontification? Yeah, I'm not sure either. I wasn't going to keep sending it, but since you brought it up again... Ooh, cardboard. 99% sure these two white squares are magnetic kitchen timers. I don't want to take this mood enhancer now, but later on I'm going to rage out.
What did he find out there?
Nothing.
Did it break him?
Yes.
Or was he always broken?
Probably. Also, some people like to sound smart by calling Ad Astra a riff on Apocalypse Now, when in reality, the only thing they have in common is they both feature someone searching for a person who has lost their mind.
We are obligated to stop. Of course, you are well within your rights to take command of this craft, but if so, you will have to reveal your objectives.
What a weird set of rules. Also, in just a bit, after the space monkeys kill the rulebook quoting captain, he will take control of the craft to land it, and will never once in the process reveal his mission objectives. I'm just saying.
The distress call is fairly recent. Maybe they were hit by the surge.
The surge from weeks ago? The one that knocked the Major off the space tower and prompted this mission where he went to the moon and then boarded this craft? That surge?
Doesn't matter to me.
He's scared.
No, this is some good proof here for when narration goes too far. Every viewer knows he's scared. Cut to a shot of Pitt looking at him and we know he also knows dude is scared. Jesus. Also, most people would be scared right now, you emotionless dickhole. Spacewalking to the Mayday ship with no tether? Might as well call this mission Infinity Nopes. Also, the two highest ranking people on board go out for this rescue mission and none of the scaredy bitches left behind even thought to protect the chain of command by volunteering. Riker would never let Picard go out on this mission.
You know, your dad is the reason why a lot of us are doing what we're doing.
How tired do you think Jesus got of hearing this? Ah, I see Wolverine was here, or Freddy, or my college ex-girlfriend. Also, the only reason for this rescue scene to exist is for the captain to die. Otherwise, and in every way, it's just a sloggy drain on the momentum. Like, they were all, we need to kill the captain. How about he swallows too many ping pong balls? No, it needs to be stupider. Maybe a rabid space monkey rescue? A what? Brilliant. Did you just brilliant your own statement, though?
Captain Tanner is dead.
Yeah, he is. It's sad, but also kind of hilarious, because a sudden rabid space monkey basically ate his face off, which is, as I said, hilarious. Littering.
Well, that's it. I mean, we go to work, we do our jobs, and then it's over.
The American dream.
Because I'm angry that he took off and he left us.
What? An awards bait movie that uses space as a way to confront daddy issues? What in the first man-stellar gravicontact will they think of next? Movie glosses the over the trip from Earth to Mars, making it seem like a week or so.
What the hell was that?
Another conveniently timed obstacle on the journey, that's what. It's weird watching a pilot land a rocket on a planetary surface now that we've seen SpaceX do it dozens of times without a pilot. This movie may have been made after its time, somehow.
All right, you guys are good to move to the next concourse?
And that's all the time this movie had for Natasha Lyonne. She's so underused and wasted in this movie, we should now just call it being Lyoned. Like, have you ever seen that movie Ad Astra? Liv Tyler was totally Lyoned in it. Well, yes, this is a pretty shot, but does it mean anything? Does anything around it mean anything? As it looks like he's framed inside a bottle and his daddy addiction is similar to alcoholism, but I'm pretty sure this is just a symmetrical hallway the director thought looked cool. I have an idea, let's use acoustic tiles on the entire room, including the floor, but have the person speaking aim their voice directly at the only hard and mostly flat surfaces in the room. Roy reads the space agency's generic letter several times with no results before finally going off book. What kind of relaxation room projects giant bees on the wall? Giant insects are terrifying. I'd believe this was some sort of Clockwork Orange torture chamber before I'd believe it was for relaxation. Have you not seen Candyman? Or Wicker Man? Or My Girl?
Major, your personal connection has made you unsuited for continued service on this mission.
You contrarian jerk. You used the opposite logic to get him to sign up for this mission.
Priority code Zulu 55 Bravo Papa.
Of course his priority code ends in Bravo Papa, because even the passwords in this movie have perspicuous daddy issues. Thankfully for the hero and for the story, he gets a visit in his cell from the President of Mars, who is sympathetic to the cause of propelling the plot. If you want him to get rescued and broken out of the comfort room jail, go for it, dudes, but why make it the woman in charge of Mars? I'll tell you a secret, this could have been Natasha Lyonne's character breaking him out, and it wouldn't have made one bit of difference to the story. This scene goes on for lots of some time, even though it's only here to tell us there's a rocket with nukes about to launch toward the Lima project. I mean, lots and lots of some time.
U.S. Space Command top secret briefing, Alpha Papa.
Alpha Papa? God damn it! Eventually she shows him a video where his dad talks about a mutiny where he killed the uprisers, but just trust me, it takes forever for them to get to that. And even after learning his father was a murderer, dude still trudges on illegally and against orders, all because he believes he can save him, or he's just that desperate to see him again. Also, this movie rips off that my dad is actually an asshole and probably a money-grubbing one thing from Star Wars, Talladega Nights, Truman Show, Searching for Bobby Fischer, Spider-Man.
I don't care anymore.
Movie accidentally includes audience's current attitude in the script. After the video he saw, he just buys everything she says. And now he's about to break onto a rocket. And he succeeds. That lady is on his side, but I mean, God, that's a lot of trust in a complete stranger, no? The movie is now just slow motion images of dead Panny McBride swimming and running to this rocket for several minutes. This whole movie is a giant buffet of movie has time for this. Ad Astra is the fucking golden corral of movie has time for this.
I am not a threat. I repeat, I am not a threat.
They still try to kill him several times after this. And yeah, they are following orders and procedure, but Jesus, just hear the man out for 30 seconds. Also, that being said, they all die, and it's all because he got on the rocket.
I am not a threat. I am not the enemy.
I love Brad Pitt. You love Brad Pitt, but you have to admit he's putting off some heavy Keanu Reeves vibes in this movie. And not the Matrix kind either, more like the Watcher kind.
What have I done?
Great question. Since we're 75 minutes into the movie, let's recap. You fell off the Tower of Babel, got assigned to send a message to your Heavenly Father, went to the moon, then Mars, then snuck on this trip to Neptune. And yet somehow that took 75 minutes. Sound about right?
All crew members are now deceased. The flight recorder will tell the story. History will have to decide.
They will decide you murdered people to go have some daddy time. That's what will happen. He has plenty of rations because he killed everyone else that was on board this ship.
Flight recorder. The Lima Project's orbit is degrading.
Does he have to say flight recorder to turn on the recorder? Like, is flight recorder their Alexa? Wait, so the same power surge that completely fried a communications tower on Earth 2.7 billion miles away only fries a CPU on a ship that took a direct hit from a few hundred yards? I'm no expert on Chekhov's power surges, but I'm pretty sure this ship should not be going on its merry way.
Attempting to contact Dr. Clifford McBride. Over.
He should have gone with the Everclear song. Father of mine, tell me where have you been? It's just like Daniel Bryan fans to deface a National Geographic cover.
Oh, is that you?
A loud echoing voice calls his name from above. Look, I'm all for religious symbolism and such, but at some point you make it so obvious it borders on self-parody. I'm not saying that's the case here, I'm just saying it's not close enough that I'm not willing to say I'm not saying that it's not the case here.
Hi, Dad.
It's me, Margaret.
Trying to stop this goddamn surge.
That's dirty talk in any other context, just FYI.
Yeah, I never cared about you or your mother or any of your small ideas.
Harsh, but what did Roy expect?
I admire your courage for coming alone, Roy. Traveling all this way.
Alone? Alone? He's only alone because everyone that comes in contact with him dies.
Now we know we're all we've got.
Because you got to Neptune and didn't find anything? That's like me walking to the kitchen and declaring New Zealand doesn't exist, which it doesn't, but you get my point. Roy's father tries to kill himself via space drifting, but Roy goes after him, and I really hate Roy's father.
Let me go, Roy.
Obviously, there's a metaphor here about wrestling with heritage or God or whatever, or maybe letting go of the things that have been foundational in the past, but let me get something straight about the actual narrative. Roy, stowed away on a rocket, was the reason the entire crew died, flew all alone to Neptune, only to let his dad die in the void of space because he asked nicely 3 times?
Why go on?
Either I all of a sudden am reading minds, or this movie is literally having its protagonist directly state everything they are thinking out loud. The movie rips off the person drifting through space tries desperately to grab onto a piece of spacecraft from Mission to Mars, and gravity.
I am destroying the structure to prevent any further surges from reaching Earth.
He talked to his insane father a bit, and now I guess he thinks he has a mastery over the science of the surge. I mean, destroy the Lima Project for sure, but will that stop the surge? You don't know.
I am looking forward to the day my solitude ends.
Life in 2020. He gets rescued as a space hero instead of arrested for mutiny and the deaths of several astronauts. He looks up and sees Liv Tyler just walked in, and this could just as easily have been the end of The Incredible Hulk. 10 minutes of credits! Do the CinemaSins guys secretly love movies? Shh! Have they had a podcast devoted to discussing movies called Sincast since 2015? Shh! Have they had a vast array of movie talks, deep dives, games, guest interviews, Q&A, and much more on the Sincast? Damn it, I said keep it down! Oh, screw it. The secret's out. Check out the Sincast every Monday and more wherever you do your podcasts. We have fun.
I regret nothing! My leg, my leg, my leg, my leg, my leg! My leg!
Whoever did this really knows the animal well, don't they? You know him real well.
A bunch of baby ducks. Send them to the moon.
Open the pod bay doors, please, Hal.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
That's a lot of damage. I am not a threat. I am not the enemy.
I'm not here for you. Let's not do this.
No! Kelly Clarkson!
Execute. 7-2 plus niner.
And did I catch a niner in there? Were you calling from a walkie-talkie?
So I abandoned my son.
I've abandoned my boy!
This still love you, Dad.
I don't care!